what's going on in the Fed numbers came out. Inflation is coming in hot. It was higher than they expected, and the markets you're seeing that reaction of the markets because basically before now the markets had pretty much priced in the certain like a 0.5 basis point hike on the rates, thinking that the Fed was going to slow down. So they basically a bet. They made a bet that the Fed would slow down and they would not continue to increase rate hikes. But it kind of goes back to what we were talking about last session when with the Fed is trying to bring down inflation, but then China is pumping money into it. So that's why that inflation number is steady rising. And all that's going to do is really hurt us because now the Fed is going to have to continue to raise interest rate, makes it harder to borrow money, and all these different aspects that come along with it. So again, guys, I just believe that we're seeing once you know the rules of the game and kind of the tools that they have to fight, then you kind of understand the plays when you see them. And that's all I believe. That's all we're seeing. The Fed is going to use all the tools that they have at their disposal, and then when those tools don't work anymore, then we'll have like a slip into a recession. And a lot of the sentiment has changed this morning. Listening to like Yahoo Finance and a lot of that stuff, a lot of the sentiment has changed this morning, as in to going into a bull market. We got rejected at 25,000 in Bitcoin, and then the S&P and the Nasdaq are both down today. So I think, and then it's so funny how quickly the sentiment changes in the market. But if we look at it from a trading standpoint, we that might be the narrative that the Fed numbers came in hot or whatever the case is. But really, if you look at it, if you're looking at the Bitcoin chart, it ran into resistance. We already knew that would be a resistance point. So basically what that was is people at that point who had got in a little bit lower or came to a point where they were break even decided to sell off. I mean, that's basically what happened. So, the media is going to spin it however they spin it. And these numbers and figures are what they are. But I think, understanding the technical side of it really lets you understand like, it just ran into resistance at this particular point. So, and also understanding like what we really have to see, how these market cycles really work and what we have to see and for a bear market to be over with the upside to kick in again. So all of those different things. So we'll look at some of that. New project to watch. So I got a couple of projects that I was looking at. I was just doing some research over the week. So it's two projects that I want to point out. Well, actually three. It's a one that we're familiar with, but just want to give you some updated news on that one. And then we'll do our book review. And I want to hear feedback from y'all, what you got from it, what you're getting from it. And then we'll check the charts. And then, of course, we still in our 30-day challenge of decreeing the life that we want. And that's where we are. So let's get into it. So hot